Good morning, all of you. In last lecture, we have seen one numerical. We have solved that numerical using the bisection method. Those are not getting. I will take a, take here another one example on the same method, bisection method. See what is the given. First, read the problem statement. Using 3 iteration. Last numerical we have given the accuracy, but in this numerical you have given the 3 iteration. Means you have to solve the given numerical up to the 3 iteration. Remember that. Okay. Of bisection method. Which method? Bisection method. Determine the root of the equation. Initial guesses are x1 is equal to 2.8 and x3 is equal to 3. And function is given f of x is equal to minus 0.9 x square plus 1.7x plus 2.5. Okay, this is the given problem statement. We'll see what is the given data from that problem statement. What we have given? Yes, we have given the first we want the given the number of iteration n is equal to 3 iteration. Okay, we want to use the bisection method. Roots of the equation, initial guesses are given. Okay, if you are not given initial guesses, then we want to assume that initial guesses. Last lecture we have seen initial guesses is x1 is equal to what? 2.8 and x2 is equal to 3 is there. Okay, and function is given f of x is equal to f of x is equal to minus 0.9 x square plus 1.7x plus 2.5. Okay, this is the given function. Then we know that there are 5 number of steps. In the first step, if you have given the initial guesses, then also you have to apply the step number 1. What is the step number 1? Yes, anybody? We have seen in the last lecture. Step number 1 is you have to check either given initial guesses are right or wrong. Initial guesses are right or wrong. Okay, you have to check either given initial guesses are right or wrong. Then how to check that given initial guesses are right or wrong? We know that for x1 is equal to 2.8 is there. Okay, I will put here for x1 is equal to 2.8 in the given function. F of x1 is equal to what? Minus 0.9 into x square. What is the value of x1? 2.8 square plus 1.7 x. What is the value of x again? 2.8 plus 2.5. Okay, if we are solving that, put the value in the given function x is equal to what? 2.8. Then you will get here 0.204. Okay, if you have calculated, then you will get the 0.204. And second, for x2 is equal to 3 is given. x2 is equal to 3 is given. Second initial value. Then we will put directly in the given equation. F of x2 is equal to minus 0.9 3 square plus 1.73 plus 2.5 is there. Okay, if you have calculated that value, then you will get the f of x2 is equal to minus 0.5. Minus 0.5. Then what is our aim? We want to check either the given initial guesses are right or wrong. Then how to check that? We know that f of x1 into f of x2 is less than 0. Is less than 0. Okay. here check that what is the value of f of x1 and f of x2. You have here is a that is given opposite side. Or we can say f of x1 f of x2 having the opposite side. That's why this condition is satisfied. This condition is satisfied. Okay, this initial guesses are right. You can write the remark. The last initial guesses are right. Okay, this is our first step. Then second step, what is the step number 2? Step number 2, yes, anybody? Apply what? Bisection method. Apply bisection method iterative formula. Apply bisection method iterative formula. Okay, what is the bisection iterative formula? x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. What is the value of x1 and x2? We have found out. They have given that value. For x1 2.8 and what is the value of x2? 3 is there divided by 2. If you have calculated that, then you will get the 3.8 divided by 2 is there, right? For this you will get the 2.9. 2.9. Check that. You will get the 2.9. This is the step number 2. Once you have calculated the step number 2 x3 value, then you have to check whether f of x3 is positive or negative. Okay, you have to check whether f of x3 either positive or negative. Positive or negative. Then how to check that f of x3 are positive or negative? Yes, we have calculated the x3 value. Put this value in that equation. Okay, put this value in that equation. Given equation, f of x3 is equal to what is this value? Minus 0.9 x square. What is the value of x3? 2.9 square plus what? 1.7 into 2.9 plus 2.5. We have calculated that f of x3. This value, check that positive or negative. You will get the minus 0.139. 0.139 negative. Okay, this value we have negative. We have the negative value. All of you getting up to this? Step number 3? Yes. The next one will solve here step number 4. Step number 4. Check that the step number 4. What is the step number 4? Yes, anybody? I believe it's this one. Okay, step number 4. Yes, you have to replace. Step number 4. You have to replace x1 or x2 by x3. Right? Replace x1 or x2 by x3. And check that what is the value of that f of x1. F of x1 we have the positive value. This one positive. I will write here positive. What is the value of f of x2? X2 we have the negative value. F of x2 we have the negative value. And what is the third one? F of x3 we have the which value? F of x3 again negative value. Negative value. We have find out. Then which value will replace? Check that which having the same sign. F of x2 and f of x3 having the same sign. This one and this one. Then we will replace f of x2 is equal to f of x3 is equal to what is the value of that? Check that f of x3 what? Which value? 2.9 is there. 2.9 is there. And the same thing is there. F of x2 means what? y2. And f of x3 means what? Here is a y3. This one is equal to this one is equal to, we have the value of y1, y2 is equal to y3, 0.139. Okay, are you getting? Up to that, step number 4. Then last lecture we have seen we want to check the mod of x2 minus x1 is less than given accuracy or not. But here you have given the 3 iteration, no need to change that. This is the step number 5. You can write only repeat step 2 to 5 up to the till number of iterations. Okay, because we want to find out here up to the 3 iteration because they are mentioned in the given problem statement. Okay, all of you getting how to calculate that first iteration. Then similar way you have to find out the second iteration. Okay. Then we have seen in the last lecture that table. I will write here second iteration. Iteration number 2. Okay, this is the step number 2. Here we have to start the iteration 1. Okay, then what is the iteration number 2? Again I will write here step number 2. Step number 2, repeat step to 5. Okay, 2 to 5. First, what is the step number 2? Again you have to apply the bisection method iterative formula. What is the formula? x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Then what is the x1? Here which value we have replaced? x1 as it is. What is the x1 value? 2.8. Only x2 is replaced by the x3. Check that. What is the value of x2? Here is a 2.9 is there. Divided by 2. Then what is the value of x3? You have to check the value for the second iteration. You will get the 2.85. Okay. Then next we want to solve the step number 3. What is the step number 3? Whether you have to check the f of x3 is positive or negative. Step number 3, I will check directly. F of x3 is equal to, what is the function is given, I will check that function, minus 0.9 x square is what? 2.85 square plus 1 point plus what? Plus 1.7x plus 1.7x plus what is the last value is given? 2.5. This is your function. Okay, this is your function. When you put this value, then you will get the f of x3. F of x3 is positive or negative. Yes, we will check the iteration number 2, step number 3. You will get the positive value 0.0347. We are solving that. Then you will get the, in the second iteration, f of x3 is equal to, this value is a positive value. Okay, this is the step number 3. Step number 4, replace x1 by x2 or x2 by x3. Then again you have to check in the step number 4. Okay, x1 is positive. Okay, it is x2 negative. We have the x2 value is a negative. Then next is a x1, f of x1 is positive, f of x2 is negative, and of x3 again f of x3 again what positive. Then which two having the same sign, f of x3 and f of x1. Then we will replace here x1 is replaced by what, f of x3. F of x1 is replaced by the f of x3, or we can say the x1 is replaced by the x3. x1 is replaced by the x3. Then I will write here x1 is equal to x3 is equal to 2.85, and what is the y1 is equal to y3. Then second what, f of x1 is equal to f of x3 is equal to, we have calculated here value 0.0347. Okay, then step number 5. Again I will write here step number 5. Repeat step to 5. Okay, repeat steps 2 to 5 till we will get the till number of iteration. Till number of iteration. Again you have to repeat the step number 2. What is the step number 2? Again you have to use the iteration formula. Okay, x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 is there. Okay, you have to check that what is the value of x1. We have replaced here 2.85, and what is the value of x2? x2 as it is 2.9 divided by 2. You have to check in the, this is the iteration number 3. We have started the iteration, last iteration, iteration number 3. Check that x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Then what is the value of x3? x3 you will get the 2.875. If you have calculated, then you will get the 2.875. Then step number 3, you have to check the f of x3. F of x3 either positive or negative. Okay, we'll put that value in that equation is equal to minus 0.9. What is the value of x3? 2.875. There is a square plus 1.7 into 2.875. Then plus 2.5 is there. Okay, if you have calculated, then you will get the f of x3 is equal to, check that you can calculate 0.0515, okay, 62. You will get this value minus 0.051562. F of x3 is equal to, okay. Then after that, next step is a step number 4. Replace x1 by x1 or x2 by x3. Check that. Replace x1 or x2 by x3. Again you have to check that f of x1, we have the f of x1 is equal to, last we have seen here we have the positive value, right? F of x2 we have negative value, and last is a again f of x3. Check that f of x3 we have calculated, again we have the negative value. Okay, this is the third iteration. Okay, we want to the stop up to this one, third iteration. No need to replace that x1 or x2 by x3 because they are given us in the problem statement. You have to calculate the up to the third iteration. Then what is the root of the third iteration? Okay, you have to solve up to this one. 3 steps. Here we have get the third iteration root 2.875. This is your answer. We will check that with the help of table. I will write here table. Okay, no need to add steps because we are getting here the root of the equation in the third iteration. After that, okay, first iteration number 1, you know that iteration number. Okay, then we will write the x1, f of x1 x1 means what? Or directly can I write here? Yes, y1. Okay, x2, f of x2. I will erase this one. Check that value. Yes, what is the value of next one? Which is the next one? x3, and last is a f of x3. This value in that equation, check that will make the table first. Our initial guesses are given. What is the initial guess? First initial guess 2.8 is there. Okay, 2.8. They have given the x1 value and x2 is given 3. Okay, then with the help of that 2.8, we have used that function f of x is equal to minus 0.9 x square plus 2.5, no? Yes, 1.7x 1.7x plus 2.5 is there. We are using this equation, right? We are using this equation and putting the value in that equation. Then what is the value of f of x? Which value we are getting? F of x 0.204, positive value. Okay, when you putting the f of x2 in that equation 3, x is equal to 3, then which value we will get? Minus 0.5 is there. Okay, then again we will get the x3 value with the help of x1 plus x2 divided by 2, right? What is the value of x3? 2.9 is there. And what is the value of f of x3? When you put the f of x3 2.9 in that equation, then we have the negative value minus 0.139. Okay, this is our first iteration value. Okay, all of you getting how to make this table? Then tell me the second iteration. What we have got? Second iteration, we have checked the same sign. Okay, in the step number 4. Check that. Here again we have the x1 is same, 2.8 is there, right? That's why f of x1 again you will get the same 0.204, right? Because here we have replaced that x1 or x2 is replaced by x3, which having the same sign x2 and x3. That's why we have written x2 is equal to x3. Check that. Here f of x2 having the same sign as that of f of x3. Okay. This one is a then what is the value of x2? We have calculated that value 2.9. What is the value of f of x2? Then again we have got this one 0.139. Then what is the value of x3? x1 plus x2 divided by 2 is there. Then you will get the 2.85. When you putting this 2.85 in that equation, then you will get the 0.036. You can write up to the 3 digit, okay, or 347 is there. Okay, this one you will get the positive value. And third iteration, again check that which having the same sign. We have checked here first and last. This one and this one having the same sign. That's why this value is replaced by x1 is equal to x3. Check that. What is the value of x3? 2.85. Then we have right here x1 is equal to x3. When you put this value in that equation 2.85, then again you will get the same value. This one 0.0347. What is the value of x2? X2 again same? Yes. We have not replaced that. That's why you will get the same value 0.139 is there. 0.139 is there. Check that. You have to try to solve at home that given numericals. Okay, then check that what is the value of x3. Again x1 plus x2 divided by 2 is there. You will get that 2.875. Then what is the value of that? When you are putting in that equation, then you will get the minus 0.05152. Okay, check that. And what is your answer? Roots after third iteration. What is the root after third iteration? Check that. Value of x3. What is the value of x3? The third iteration. x3 is equal to 2.875. This equation satisfies the given equation. F of x is equal to 0 minus 0.9 x square plus 1.7x plus 2.5. All of you getting how to calculate the number of iteration, because in the examination you will get this question for the 10 marks. Okay, 10 marks in the same examination. Given the, I have solved both ways. If you have given the accuracy 0.001, in the last lecture we have seen how to achieve that accuracy with the help of number of iteration. And second one, if you have given initial guesses, okay, our last lecture we have seen you have not given the initial guesses, then how to find out the correct or right one initial guesses. Okay, last lecture we have seen. In this lecture you have given initial guesses. If you have given the initial guesses, then they are correct one. Okay, no need to check one, but you can use here step number 1 and again check that. Okay, after that you will get going to the number of iteration. Before that you have to check initial guesses are right or wrong. Okay, then you have to follow the step number 2 to 5 and find out the solution. In this numerical you have given the iteration. If you have given the iteration, they have mentioned there specific iteration. Iteration 3, third iteration. That's why we have solved the numerical up to the third iteration. And what is the root after the third iteration? The x3 value is 2.875. This value will satisfy that equation. Satisfy that roots of equation. Okay, all of you getting? Today we will stop here. Next lecture we'll see the next method. Okay, a regular position method or regular falsy position method. Today we'll stop here. Thank you.